Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I think for me as a coach, it's obviously really cool to be somewhere that's soccer specific and have really great grass fields and great facilities. But then for the girls, it's a few of them are pros, but this is what they're aspiring to be one day and have facilities like this. And I think it's amazing to see where women's soccer has come, and that we can come to a facility that's for women and for women's soccer players playing on beautiful grass fields and having access to all this stuff is unbelievable.
You're playing in a stadium on Saturday that, like you just kind of alluded to, is built for women's sports, women's soccer. So how special is that for some of these girls to know that, you know, the opportunities are growing, the facilities, the resources are growing as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a huge opportunity for us. It's we talk a lot about representing the future, but also remembering and respecting and honoring the past. And we talk a lot about the things that women had to go through to get the program with women's national team and the sport where it is today. And you know, I come from the generation of playing in the last few years of the WPS and the early days of the NWSL, where we're playing in college stadiums or high school stadiums on turf all the time, sharing fields with like town programs and high school teams. And so to be able to play in a facility in a stadium that's built for women's sports, I think it's it's unbelievable for these kids. But we also make sure that they understand where it's all come from to get here, and that we still have a ways to go, but it's a great start.
I know there's no players from the Kansas City area on this roster, but what have you seen from the youth talent in this area?
Yeah, I mean, we had Mary Long in with us last year for a World Cup, but I think it's a growing sport, and having accessibility to watching a women's team, I think really raises the level of anyone in the area, because if you can't see it, you can't be it. And so the fact that we have a high level women's professional program in this area, I think it just gives kids the message that they can do that too, and they can see the talent and have access to it. I think is unbelievable.
And just what do you think about the talent in this region?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think across the country we're raising levels everywhere, and being able to, specifically in this area, the Midwest, is, I think, you know, everyone kind of looks at the Californias and the Floridas of the world because that's where there is a large population of people. But for the soccer community that is here, you'd anticipate that there's a ton of talent coming up through the ranks and continuing to watch them grow.
So you have worked with many of these players over a couple different cycles. What growth have you seen from this group or some of the players over the past year?
Yeah, that's I think the coolest part of my job is that I'm meeting these kids when they're 14, 15, 16 years old, and you watch them grow into young women making these big life decisions of where am I going to go to college, where am I going to sign, what shoe company do I want to sign with. And I think that's part of it is as people, watching them grow up, but then also as soccer players, you watch them start to understand tactics or read the game really well, or you go through IDP development with them so they're able to grow as soccer players.
And what excites you most about this current group, and what do you hope that they take away from this experience this week?
Yeah, I think what excites me the most about this group is the talent that we have, and the depth of talent that we have, that we're able to cycle this group of players, that we don't have the same kids coming into every single camp to get the international experience and see what women's soccer is becoming. I think that's exciting, but this specific group, they're really talented. I think we have some really good up and coming players that are excited to be a part of this cycle and ready for a World Cup.
And what do you kind of see looking ahead to Saturday's game in Japan, and how are you kind of prepping the team for what you think you'll face on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the cool part of the 17s is we are so focused on us that I think we know Japan will be organized, we know they'll be disciplined, we know they'll be fit, they'll be technical, and there's some things we can prepare for. But I think a lot of it with development is seeing how these girls respond to problems that we can't necessarily give them every single solution. So how they grow and learn and read the game. But we know that it's a quality opponent on a quality field with hopefully some fans in the stands, which makes it exciting and adds another layer to it. So yeah, looking forward to a really good game.